this video, I am using a source from Douglas College to talk about transition phrases. Let's get started. Transitions. Notice in the examples below that the transition word therefore can have either a semicolon or a period before it, but that it also has a comma after it. So again, if the beginning of the first clause is governments need money to operate, then you have a semicolon, you can have therefore and then a comma. Or you could make this its own sentence, have a period after it, and have a capital therefore. Notice in both cases, though, they are followed by a comma. Transition words almost always have punctuation both before and after them, either in the form of a semicolon or a period before, and then a comma after. The only thing I would change about this sentence is it should say transition phrases, because some transitions are going to be like for example, which follow the same rules. All right, so here are some of the most frequently used ones. Let's look at the for instance. Dogs are very useful animals. For instance, comma, they can help the police find suspects. Also, comma, that is, comma, in fact, comma. So these transition phrases are always followed by a comma. Notice some have a period before them, like in this also one. You can have a semicolon before them too, but you always have to have a comma after them. What you can't have before them is a comma. You can't use these as conjunctions. They won't work. It's not grammatically correct. All right, here are some more examples. And these are those transition words we looked at the beginning of the year, so hopefully they look familiar, a lot of them. So that's pretty much it. The rule is just following transition phrases and words, you need to have a comma. So what I want you to do now as part of your Edpuzzle is look at this list of transitions, and I want you to combine these two sentences. Well, not necessarily combine them, but have them transition into one another. That means you could put a semicolon here and then have a transition word followed by a comma, or just have a transition word followed by a comma after the period. But I'm going to keep this up here so you can look at a bunch of the different examples and get to work.